So, hi, I'm Mirasol from Laguna State Polytechnic University, and good day. And I'm very excited about the interview of being with a foreign
So am
teacher.
I.
So,
So am
what is
I.
your nationality?
I'm sorry.
What's your nationality?
Um, my nationality is Indonesian. I'm from
Oh,
Indonesia.
how long have you been a teacher?
I've been a teacher at school for almost 3 years, I think.
Oh, so first of all, so kindly state your name, your age, and why did you have the passion to become a teacher?
Um, let me, my name is Septemdira Intan Sari Suprobowati, or some people call me Septem or Sari. I am 31 years old, and why did I choose to become an English teacher? I actually do not really know the answer till today, but perhaps I think I love kids, and I think English is an interesting language, so I want to learn about that deeper.
The interview questions would be about the foreign teacher, which is why I'm asking because we're currently studying about the language acquisition by Sir Bry. I don't know if you have met him or you know him. So he's my teacher in the major subject. So first question is what uh, methods do you employ to stimulate language development in your classroom? Or what specific techniques do you use to encourage language development in your classroom?
Because I teach young learners, third graders, they are about 10, no, I don't think that, 9 to 10 years old. I still use PPP method, presentation, practice, and produce. So I think it's other term for drilling. So I drill them the vocabularies that we are going to use in the material for the whole material, so that they are familiarized, or they are, how should I say? Yeah, they are familiar with those words, because in our country, English is not even a second language. So the exposure, I can say that my students only get the exposure when they attend the English class. So I prefer
Mm,
to drill them to make them know the meaning of the words they are going to learn. So
okay.
I also use audiolingual when I present some videos, some songs, so that they can be more interested to learn the language.
Okay. Thank you. So, next question is how do you assist young learners who are experiencing language delays or disorders?
I actually have two students, which I I cannot say they are having language problems, because they speak fluently in our mother tongue, but in English they sometimes still need to learn more. So, like I said before, I try to expose them with the new language, with the O2, which is English. I try to talk to them using English, to make them familiar, to make them more understand more about the meaning, about the context of the language we are using. So I tend to give them exposure about
Mm,
the language.
okay. Next question is what in what ways can technology be integrated to enhance language learning?
I, I personally feel so much, feel that technology has helped me so much in teaching English, because by using technology I can give some interesting materials for my students. I also can use the technology in the term of is to help to assess their understanding the ability in the material we are learning. So I tend to integrate the technology a lot in my class.
Okay, next is what advantages does bilingualism offer to children?
For the children, I sometimes observe that my students who are fluent in English, who are able to understand English, has better grades uh, compared to those who are not, because I think they can understand the language more quickly, and then because they understand the target language better, they can solve the problem or answer the questions more better. Then I think they can get more information by those that bilingualism. I think because of that.
I do agree. So, next question is what has been the most fulfilling aspect of your teaching career?
I think it's about pedagogical. When I see my students' grade is good, it means that they can understand what I want to deliver. Because sometimes when my students' grades are not as good as my expectation, it feels like am I failed to deliver the material thing. When my students get a good grade and their speaking has been more fluent.
So, thank you for that. So, next question is what is the most significant challenge you encounter when teaching young learners?
The first is their focus. They tend to only for about 10 minutes and then they will be busy with their other friends chit chatting. And then that's why I need the help of technology to track them, to track their attention, to make them enthusiastic. How should uh, how should I say enthusiastic in English? I suddenly forgot. To make them pay more attention to the materials, because I think my students has great competitive sense. So when I say let's have a quiz, they will pay more
Daddy,
attention to the
Daddy.
material.
Okay, next question is how do you keep yourself informed about the latest advancement in language acquisition research or just language acquisition?
Because I teach young learners, and in sometimes, not all the time, because my school is a full day school. So in sometimes I try to look up into the way how to deliver my materials more efficiently and effectively so that my students can get better understanding. I try to googling by typing latest research about second language acquisition for young learners. I think because of that, but I can I do not do that frequently, but in sometimes I try to improve my teaching.
Okay, next question is are some languages inherently more complex to learn than others?
I think so, because in our school is Islamic school, so we learn Bahasa Indonesia as our national language, English as our L2 language, and then Arab because we read Al Quran, and then Javanese because we are in Java. But I think Arab is more complex because even the words have their own sex gender. For female, for male, and then for the time now and for telling the past, they are different. So there are so much more categories in Arab language than in English. So I think it still be more complicated to learn than English.
Is it a man? I'm sorry. So this is just a question. No worries. So is I think that there's a lot of language or lot of dialect that you need to learn. So in your
Yes,
country,
yes.
so is it a mandatory or is it just a preference or your choice?
In our school, because we are still in a primary, them are mandatory.
Mm.
So, but and for Arab and Javanese, my students learn it start from third grade. In first and second grade, they do not learn about Javanese and Arab, but start from third grade, they are learning Arab and Javanese
Another
to
question.
study more about Al-Quran.
Oh, okay. So another
To
question
study,
is,
okay.
you've mentioned that English is not a second language in your country. So is it
Yes.
their choice if they want to learn it? Like they just have to attend classes?
In our country, English is still a foreign language, but some schools in our country, or almost all schools, implement English class
Mm.
as a mandatory subject for the students to prepare our next generation to be ready for
Mm.
globalization era. To perhaps they want to study abroad, or perhaps they have to, how should I say, because many foreign workers have has come to Indonesia to make them prepare that to communicate with them. I think so. In the future, I mean, when they when they have been facing adult age. How should I mention it? Yes, to prepare the students for the globalization, to make them, yeah, develop their skills to communicating
Yeah.
more precisely.
Okay. Next question is, how does fluency in a second language influence oneself or one's sense of self or maybe identity?
I think it gives a big influence. As for me, I don't evaluate myself as a fluent speaker of English because I still, as you can see right now, I'm so nervous and I still have some
Filler
symptoms
words.
in my, yeah, in my speaking, because I tend to be more comfortable to write rather than to talk in English. So I think it gives me some, how should I, not shame, but it makes me feel shy to communicate with foreigner.
So
I'm sorry,
you're
like you.
kind of
I'm so sorry
nervous.
because
So it's okay. I'm also nervous, but it's okay. I'm having
uh,
fun. So next is, does learning a foreign language foster a greater appreciation for diverse cultures?
in my opinion, yes, because by learning the language, we know that other peoples from other country which have who have different background, different cultures, are also living like us. So we tend to be able to understand more about what they're thinking, how their point of view is, how they live, how they adapt with their environment. Because of that, we can try to understand better than when we do not understand about the language.
I actually do
So,
agree. When I was having an interview or talking to another foreign student, I was learning a lot. Like that is a fulfilling experience of global collaboration that I've experienced last year. and that was very fun.
Yes.
Especially now that I'm having an honor to interview a teacher, a foreign teacher from Indonesia. So how do
I'm
I
also honored.
how can I call you? Like, what's your name in English, or how do I
You
call
can
you?
call me Sari.
Sari, Ma'am
You
Sari,
can call me Sari. Yes.
or Teacher
Yes.
Sari. How did your students call you?
Because our school is Islamic, sometimes most of my students call me Ustazah.
Mm,
Ustazah is from Arabic, means teacher. Ustazah Sari.
mm,
But
ah,
I try to make them call me Bu Sari.
why
Bu
Busari?
means ma'am.
Ah, okay. So you prefer to be called
Ma'am.
ma'am than a teacher.
Yes.
So yeah,
Yes.
okay. Okay. So thank you for your time and effort in
Thank
answering my
you.
question. So that was a very fun experience, and again, I am Sir Denise Mirasol, and I'm so happy to meet you, and
I'm so
uh,
happy to meet you
I
too.
enjoyed learning more about this opportunity to have an interview with you. So, yeah. So, I'm so thankful. Thank you.
I'm so thankful. Thank you very much.
So, did you have
I hope
fun?
it helps your study.
Thank you.
I hope it helps your study.
Yeah, it will. I really appreciate your answer, your honest and fulfilling moments with being a teacher. I really enjoyed listening to your answers. So,
Thank you.
okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, thank you.